Can you guys hear me? Can you guys let me know if you guys can hear me? Yes or no? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Okay, you guys can hear me. Good, good. Hey, how's everyone doing tonight? I'm probably sounding super loud. Let me move my microphone a little bit. So this is like a last minute live. Was not planning on going live. I was just laying down, chilling. And I did watch Lana's live, Lana's live. And it was so fast. I was left with so many questions. And I was really upset. I'm not going to lie. And I said, you know what? Screw it. I text my mods. Are you guys up? Can you guys go live? They all said, hell yeah. And here we are. Hey, Amanda from Corpus, Texas. Your name is such a tongue twister. Amanda from Corpus Christi, Texas surgery. Cynthia, what's up? True Blue. Haley Rose. Hey, Foxy. Empty Nesta. Broken Dishes. Hey, Kathy. So I'm just going to wait a couple of seconds, just let some people chime in and say hello to everybody. Hey, Cows. Cows, I had to go live tonight. I couldn't. I text my mods and I was like, should I wait till tomorrow? Because I'm kind of upset over it and I don't like to go live. But I said, ugh. And I know Zave Girl's live right now, but I thought, I have to give everybody an opportunity to talk right now because I feel like that live left us all just looking like, what the heck did she just say? Did she say that? Scratching our heads. Like, I was like scratching my head after I watched it. I was like, and I had to go and I downloaded it because I'm like, knowing her, she's going to delete it. Hey, Shine On. I love your name. Hey, Shane, Haley, Brandywine, Kimbers. Welcome, everybody. Yeah, I'm going to do open panel in a little bit. I'm going to let whoever wants to come up here and just talk what your thoughts are. I feel like we're all kind of in the same boat where, I took notes of what Lana said, and I had to text my mod. I was texting Sky, and I'm like, did she say this? Did she really say that? And I had to go back and replay. And yeah, so we're going to talk about all of that. Hey, Dave G. 35, see ya later. I love that name, by the way. And Amanda, I wonder who's coming on panel first. So I do have my little adult beverage on hand. I'm not on camera because I'm a hot mess. Like I said, this is not expected. So yeah. Haley Rose said, could anyone read what was on the dry erase board? Wow, it was a message to, how do you say his name? Is it Johnny? And it said something about make sure you take a screenshot of this or something like that. Hey, Sky. Cece Clark. Cece Clark said, I had to watch it a few times and hit rewind on the few areas it left me saying, what? Many times. I agree. I watched it. Well, she took forever to come on, right? Like, how late was she? How unprofessional was that? I mean, you first were supposed to go live yesterday. You never showed yesterday. And then she said, somebody asked her about that in the comment section. Oh, what happened to yesterday? Why didn't you go live? And she said that her excuse was she said, I'm sorry, but I have a son and I spent the day with him. And I was thinking, okay, why would you schedule yourself alive then if you are spending the day with your son? Hey, Purple, I can't even say the same. Deco Painter and T. I probably didn't say that right, so I'm going to call you Painter and T. But yeah, so she said that's why she didn't go live yesterday. And then today she went live. We seen that. And then she was about, I don't even know how long. She was really, yeah, like 13. I think it was more than 13 minutes. It seemed forever. Yeah, she was like, I say 20 minutes late. And I'm sorry, but that's very unprofessional. Shane said, I can just tell you guys she was not sorry and very little she said she believed to be true. Yeah, she cut that really short. It was like in and out. She did a quickie right there on us. That was like she met us on one late night and did a quickie and she split. Woke up in the morning like, what happened? What's going on here? That was how I was left. Yeah, Kimber says she looks rough. Doesn't she look different than when she first came on Jay's channel? I feel like when she first was on Jay's channel, she just looked really different. Don't worry, Emma Jane, I'm going to break it down for you what we're talking about. I did take notes. I'm just letting everybody chime in right now. But I did take notes and we're going to go over all of that. And then I'm going to bring Amanda on panel. She's going to let us know what she thinks on it because she's also left. She has a lot of things she wants to say. And then whoever else wants to join on is welcome. Hey, John, what's up? I know it's been a long time. Where have you been, John? Yeah, Cal, she looks really rough. Maybe she's in over her head. I don't know. She looks really bad. Cynthia B, I'm looking at a question from earlier. Are you feeling any better? Yes, I feel better today. I got so much done today. Thank you for asking me. And I was just laying in bed before this, but I was like, going live. No, thank you, Emma, for being here with me. Thank you. Thank you. So everybody watched, besides Emma, everybody watched Lana's live tonight. Can you push 1 if you watched it and then 2 if you didn't watch it? So I know. Oh my God, and it's so hot in here already. Hey, Sweet Pea. Oh my God, Sweet Pea. Hello. How are you? And I'm sorry if you hear my cup in the background. So heart eyes, but broken dishes didn't. LNB didn't. Okay. Kimber says she rewatched it. I'm with you. I did rewatch it a few times. Susan didn't watch it. Hey, D. There you are. I was just going to message you. Where's my D at? I need her in here. Paul T said, I didn't know she had a channel. Yes, she just created a channel. I think, I could be wrong, but I think she did it a week ago. Maybe longer, I'm not too sure, but she did make one. And the name of her channel is, who knows the name of her channel? Damn, it's Truth and, no, I'm probably saying that wrong. Can someone who knows her channel name? Oh, there it is. Thank you, Melissa. It's Truth and Transparency. I mean, what a name, right? Heart Eye said, I don't follow that nut job. I don't blame you, girl. I don't blame you. I mean, I've stopped watching KK because I'm like, she doesn't bring anything anymore for the case for me. I was watching KK because I thought she was going to bring something that we've never heard before, but that's not the case. And she no longer is dealing with the WOD, so I don't even watch her. Hey, Pandora's Box, welcome again. Allison said, so any guess what Chris told his family on Tuesday? Ooh, that's a really good question right there. I'm going to write that down so I don't forget that. Sky, remind me about that question, please. Hey, Moonchild. Nikki. Oh, I'm so glad you caught me live too. This is really unexpected. Like I said, I was not going to come on live tonight at all, but I watched Alana and I was done and I was just so confused. I needed to talk to you guys. I needed to get everyone's input on it. I didn't want to waste my time making a video. I was like, I'm too tired to make a video. Let's just go live and we can all talk together and try to figure this all out. Thank you. How do you say your name? Stasia Hart. I'm probably saying that wrong. Thank you for that super sticker. Thank you so much. And I hope I didn't say your name wrong. You guys kill me sometimes with these names. Stasia. Octavia said, didn't want you to give KK views either. I really don't care about anything Chris has to say. I mean, we haven't even really heard it from Chris. It's been allegedly he's telling everybody these things. So it's like, is it true? Is it not true? I wish he would just come out and just, we could hear it in his own voice instead of hearing it from everybody else. CC Clark, I'm so glad. Yeah, I was like, what? I like waited to see if anybody was going to go live. I was like, okay, is anyone going to go live? Is anyone going to do this? And I was just waiting and waiting and waiting. And then I'm like, screw it. I poured a drink. Let's do this. Thank you, Sweet Pea, so much for that super sticker. I'm so glad to see you back here in chat. Where have you been? Hey, Danny. All right, so what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to read you guys the notes that I got from the live. So I'm not going to look at chat for about like a couple of minutes. So don't think I'm ignoring you guys. If anybody joins right now, hello. Tonight, this is really chill mode. It's open panel. I'm going to first bring up Amanda. And if anybody after that wants to come on panel, if you guys want to say anything, that's fine. Just please be respectful for me. And then also, just no arguing in chat. I don't like that at all. I should give a disclaimer. If you have a problem with another creator and you see them in my chat, just ignore them. If you have a problem with another sub or somebody else you see in chat, just ignore them. Please do not bring that to my live chat. I don't like that. And it just is a distraction from what we're talking about. If you have issues with anybody, life is too short. Just leave it alone. Okay. So now I'm just going to go over the notes that I did take. Let me just scroll down. Yes, drama-free zone. I hate drama. I really, really do in my personal life. Got no time for it. Ain't no one got time for that. Oh, it's bad I can't play that. Okay, so the notes that I took, this is what I got. So I'm not going to go over everything she went on and talked about in her live because some of it I didn't even care about, to be honest with you. The notes I took was just stuff that I thought was important and I wanted to talk to you guys about. So she starts off by saying that she talks to the Watts family still, that she's still in contact with them. So let's not confuse that, you guys. She also says that she talks to Jamie daily still. So every day she's having contacts and not contacts, but she talks to Jamie every single day. And then she goes on to talk about the website. So she says her and Jamie launched the website together. And I thought that was interesting that she wants us to know about that. So I kind of feel, is that her way she's letting Jamie know, like, hey, if I go down, you're going down. That's the first thing I thought when I heard that. She also says that the website, it's for many families. She wanted to make sure she said that. It's for many families and not just the Watts family. And I think that's funny because she says that because people who have donated or joined, they're wondering, okay, if the Watts aren't here anymore, where is my money going? What's going to happen? So I think she had to make that a point. She did go on to say that her mission, she kept referring to their mission. It was never like my mission. It was their mission. So again, since her and Jamie made this website, I'm guessing, she wants there is going to be her and Jamie. So their mission is to help families. And this is what she said, and it kind of confused me. She said their mission is to help families, and it has nothing to do with this case. So I was really confused by that. So she's saying that the website is to help families, but it has nothing to do with the Watts case. Well, I'm sorry. I thought the whole family was the Watts case from the beginning. So that's confusing. And then she just thanks her members that she has and stuff like that, which we don't care about. Oh, okay. So then she goes on. And then all of a sudden to me, I got a feeling she's upset with Chris, because then she says she will not let Christopher throw his sister and family under the bus again. She would not allow that this time. And I thought, where is this coming from? Is this a little anger I see from you, Miss Lana? And then she says that Chris was aware of the Colorado trip. He was all for it. He knew they were going to meet with lawyers. And, at the time, Chris said that God wanted him to fight. So he was for this 35C, and he was ready to fight because that's what God wanted, right? Then this right here really shocked me, what she said. And this is the first time, you guys, that I've heard this name even really come out from anybody that's been talking with Chris. But she says that Chris told her to look into Nicole Kessinger because she played a role. Now, when I heard that, I rewinded, and I want to play it for you guys so bad. But knowing Lana, she's going to hit me with the strike, so I ain't even going to go there. But I think I wrote the timestamp for you guys. So I have timestamp 229 on that video. Lana said that Chris wanted them to fight, and he wanted them to look into Nicole Kessinger because she played a role. I thought that was really interesting, you guys. Really interesting. Then she goes on to say that Chris didn't call this off. She wants to make that clear. No, it wasn't Chris. It wasn't Chris. It's not about him feeling, he didn't want his family to be, involved. It was none of that. She said it was his parents and Jamie. They called it off. So, so his parents paid that money, and yet they're the ones calling it off. Okay. She goes on to say, now this part was really confusing. I don't know if Lana wrote things down or what, but Lana said that Jamie, Ronnie, and Cindy do not want Chris out of prison. What? Let me say that again. Jamie, Ronnie, and Cindy do not want Chris out of prison if he harmed anyone. So I'm like scratching my head, like, what are you even talking about? And if you've seen that live, I was commenting some stuff because she was talking kind of fast and it was kind of all over the place. It kept freezing up on my end and was probably my dumb Wi-Fi. But I was left with so many questions. She then goes on to talk about how, the Watts are victims and all this stuff, but I really didn't pay attention to any of that stuff. But that's the gist of what she was saying. Now, I do want to say Frankie Jr. was in that chat. He was on there and he was commenting. And you know what? I am so glad he was in the chat, and I'm glad what he was saying. Good for him. But yeah, so that's what Lana's live was pretty much about. I need to take a drink. Hold on. That was a lot for me to get out. Octavia said, don't do drugs, kids. Case in point, Lana. So anyone that's just joining, hello, hello. I'm like out of breath. Oh my gosh, why am I out of breath? You can tell I'm like, my head is like spinning with all this information. So where's Amanda? Are you ready to come on, darling? Angie, if you don't, it's on her channel and I'm not going to link it. I'm sorry. I will not link her channel. Hey, Leanne. But her channel is Truth. Oh my gosh. Why can't I remember her goddamn channel name? Can someone say the name without linking it, please? But she has a channel, but she's known for deleting stuff right after or removing it right after. And I think what she does is she probably rewatches it. And then if she's okay with it, she puts it back up for everybody to see. I've learned a lot. Hey, girl, she said, Lana and Trent both need to get together. Seriously. Amanda, are you ready to come on? You have the link, Amanda. So all you do is hit the link. You should know, and I can bring you on. Sounds like NK is going down. You know what? I don't know, but I was really shocked. I had to hear that part a few times, to be honest with you, because that's the first time that any of them have really mentioned anything when it comes to, NK and looking into NK. It's always that, oh, nope, no, don't look into her. Oh, they find all these excuses for everything out there. But this was the first time that, and here's the thing. I'm not sure if Lana meant when Chris said, look into Nicole Kessinger, she played a role. I don't know if she meant that he was trying to tell the lawyers that, or if he was telling his family or Lana that. I'm not sure who he was saying that to, but those words came out of her mouth, and I'm not lying. I was like, what the hell? I was really shocked by that. Hey, Debbie. So, Amanda, I'm just waiting for you to join, honey buns. While I'm waiting for Amanda to join, she has the link. I'm going to see what you guys are saying. Oh my gosh. Nobody wants to watch Call of Duty. "35 see ya later" said, yep, she definitely called out Nikki. Yeah, I was really shocked on that. I wish I could play it for you guys. I want to play it so bad. Oh man, but I know she'll hit me with the strike. I just know it. So I'm not even trying to go there. So you guys can just after go listen to it if you want. But yeah. Okay, so I see Amanda's here. Let me get my earphones. Broken dishes. Very true. She says, but how many of us consider her credible? I agree with that. And unfortunately, since we haven't heard from Chris, we don't know what's really being put out there. But I think for myself, I think Chris was interested in the 35C. He wanted to know more about it. He wanted to know what it would entail. So he reached out, and that's when we heard him talking to Mark, the video that got leaked. But I think as people started telling him what would happen, I think he was like, nope, I don't want to do it. I'm not going to do it. And he didn't go for it. I'm not sure. I mean, what Lana is saying, how it's the Watts family as a family that decided not to do this. I think that's a lie because they paid money. Why would you pay that much money and then, oops, I'm just kidding, guys. Isn't this what the Watts family has been fighting for 3 years? Isn't this what they've been doing for 3 freaking years? and now they're getting what they want, and then they're like, oops, I'm just kidding, never mind. So it doesn't make sense to me that it would be the Watts to back out. I think the Watts wanted it more than anything, and it's them. Hold on really fast. I got an email. It was, I got sidetracked. Sorry, I got a message. I think it was them who wanted it, but then Chris wasn't for it. So that's what I think. But let's bring Amanda.
Hi.
Amanda, can you hear me? Oh, I have Ryan's face.
I can hear you. Can you hear me? I'm still trying to get my picture up.
Why don't you have a picture up, Hens?
I told you it's my new
look at my pictures of green Shanann.
I could see it.
I could see Cece. Can you see her on the bottom all like, hey?
She was really spunky. So cute.
She was. So are you going to get your picture up while we wait for you?
I'm trying to get it up. We could talk and I can multitask.
Okay. So what do you want to say? It's funny because when I messaged Amanda, I was like, I'm so upset. I want to go live. What are you thinking? And she's like, I have so much to say. So tell me what you have to say, honey. Talk to me.
First and foremost, hello everybody. And I said I have so much to say, and then under I said, but I'm speechless.
That's how I felt. I think that's how all of us felt though after watching that live. I think it was so fast. First of all, it was too quick. It was like wham bam, thank you ma'am, see you later. And then you're like, okay, wait a minute, did she say this? And you had to go rewind it. And I swear I'm still scratching my head. Thank you, Shane. Shane said, why? Chick power, yes, ladies. Thank you. Okay, go on.
I mean, I watched it, and I mean, you guys can laugh at me all you want, but I was watching Zav and CDT, and
is it Zav or is it Zave?
It's Zav. Zav girl.
Oh my god, I've been saying it wrong this whole time. I've been saying Zave girl. Oh, I feel like an ass.
It's okay, everyone forgives you.
I feel like Andy when he said salmon instead of salmon. Salmon. Okay, go on.
So I was watching both at the same time, and I wasn't even noticing, but it just kept replaying, and I listened to it 3 times before I realized it. And at the end, I was still confused as to what she said. First of all, I want to say, now that she's formally apologized and she's off the case or whatever, let's leave Lana alone after this, I guess, or at least I will, because I felt bad. I felt really bad. And
is she off the case? Is she still going to have that channel? That's a question I would have for her. Is she off the case? Is she still going to have the channel? What's going to, the website? I have so many questions for her. I need to do an interview with her.
I think that she's going to keep doing the channel. I think she likes the attention. And I mean, can we really blame her? Look at, we're all here right now. So yeah. I think she really just liked the attention, and it all came with whatever she was doing. And I feel like she did think that she was going to get somewhere. And that was that drive that we saw. And I had said a few times, like, I wish her and a few other people would take that drive that they're putting towards Chris and put it, towards somebody who really deserves it. And I hope that that's what she's doing, because she's saying she's going to keep helping other families. So if she is going to put her drive somewhere, hopefully she puts it behind people who really deserve it. But if she's going to keep, like showboating, like, I don't even know what to say. Like, what would she be doing aside from protecting the family that she's saying she's even going to protect them from him?
Yeah.
I mean, that kind of let me know that maybe she will keep going on.
But didn't she seem all of a sudden upset with Chris all of a sudden? Like, she seemed she had some anger towards Chris. Like when she said that she would not let him blame the family for this one. I was like, what is she talking about? And I won't let him throw them under the bus. It's not about, I guess what she means is what we heard from Sherilyn Cato yesterday, how Chris was saying that Cindy is really upset over this and she's really hurt, because, that she really believed she would be able to get Chris out. And he just wants everybody to leave his family alone. Lana is pretty much saying all that is bullshit. Like, that's not true. It's not about Chris not wanting the family. It's the family not wanting to do this. But why wouldn't the family want this? What happened? Like you're saying on Tuesday, like someone said, what did Chris tell his family on Tuesday that this all exploded? Did he finally tell them, like, hey, that hard, real truth of this is what I did? Maybe he's telling them things that he never told anybody else, details that we don't even know. We don't really know what he did tell them, because it's just weird that the family is, they're saying allegedly, again, allegedly, that they're saying they don't want Chris to get out of prison if he harmed anyone. That's like really, that's pretty, like, I haven't heard any of that kind of stuff being said before. So I'm like left again, like, what happened? What was this conversation on Tuesday?
I would say that's rather big of them. And if possibly he did say something that they finally feel that they don't want him out for, because that's what I heard. That's what I heard her say, that
Yeah.
they don't want him out, then, you know, maybe he finally admitted to something we don't know, because whatever we know by now, they already know and they had forgiven him for it since.
Yeah.
Or were in denial about it, or, I guess in denial, or just ignored it. If now they're saying something different, either he's begging them to stop, which I've said before. I said it, I've been saying it for about a week now, that he didn't want this. He didn't want his family to be in the public eye anymore. He wants it over. And this is another thing. This comes from studying serial killers and killers in general. Their victims are their own. They don't want
Yeah.
anybody else victimizing them. They don't want anybody else making a mockery of them. That was their job, and they did it.
That's a really good point. I remember the first time you told me that, I was like, damn, you're so right on that. They don't like anybody making fun of their victims at all. Only they can do it.
Right. And he's even said it himself, like, she was a good woman. No, well, we know how she was. No, I don't want her memory tarnished. It's like, really? This wouldn't have happened had you not tarnished her memory in the first place. But I think what you had asked me was about, like, them. Oh, what if something broke the straw on the camel's back on Tuesday? Maybe he finally did admit to something, or maybe he just said, this is it, this is the end. Or maybe this is all a ploy to get us to back off while they, slide in, do a blitzkrieg, and win the game.
Do you think that could be it?
At this point, anything is possible in this case, really. I wake up every day and there's something new. And this case has supposedly been over for 2 years.
I feel like a lot since KK, and I'm going to bring up KK, since she's come onto the scene, I feel like it's been one thing after another with this case. And you're right, every day it's something new. How long has it been kind of quiet? It's been like, we were talking the case in the Facebook groups. I'm not sure how long you've had your channel, Amanda, but mine, I think, is 5 to 6 months I have had mine. But prior to that, I was all up in the Facebook groups. I mean, I'd wake up to my Facebook groups. I'd go to bed to my Facebook groups. So I was seeing everything being posted. And it was always the same repetitive stuff that we'd be talking about, but it was things that we wanted answers for that we still talk about. But now it's like so much drama now. It's I don't know. It's just, I can't wrap my head around it. I don't know.
Well, as most of you know, I'm just kidding.
Don't start.
The first time I jumped on live, I believe, was New Year's Eve or right before New Year's. So I came on because when I came back, it was weird to me that there were, like, Shanann bashers. When I left the groups and like following YouTube really closely, there weren't any channels that were out there open just bashing Shanann all day long, video
And
after
you've been
video.
here from the very beginning, right, Amanda?
Yeah, so I've definitely seen people bashing her. There was definitely those channels out there that did, and those were kind of like guilty pleasures because they weren't that bad back then. They were
Yeah.
just, they were just citing on whatever they got from Discovery, they were just citing more on Chris's side. When I came back, kind of like, I feel like when I came back, but I never was here or whatever.
Yeah.
um,
Well, you were all up in the groups though, right?
I was in the groups in the very beginning, and then I took
Yeah.
I took a sabbatical off Facebook. But I've always been listening to YouTube. Like, that's why I said I messaged Zav like 2 years ago, because I've always been listening to cases on YouTube, and then this one I followed really closely. I stopped at some point because of Frank Sr., and then, I kept following the case, and I heard all these people jumping on, saying all this stuff that was just so much worse than before. Now they had a connection to him. They were going to fight for him. And that's kind of when I was like, all right, let me listen to what she has to say. And this is, and speaking of Kim in particular, and I was like, let me listen to what she has to say. And I heard her say a lot of things that she was going to try to get him off, like a lot of things that she was saying in efforts to try to get him off, but a lot of it was wrong. And not just like lies. I think she was actually just getting it wrong. So I
Yeah.
sat and I listened to her for a while. And one day I felt like I had asked enough questions, and Jay dropped the link, and I just clicked on it, and I jumped up, and I asked her, and I really did think maybe she does know everything. And, as we're finding out now, she knows just as much as we do, maybe just a little bit more. And if she does know more than what she's saying, she's holding it tight to her chest, maybe in hoping that they'll take her back.
Yeah.
Just today, before Sherilyn went on to Zav's channel, I had gone back to a video that I had seen before, where it was showing text messages between Sherilyn and Jamie, and they were talking about the case or whatever. And Sherilyn warned her about Kim. She said, "Your mom's friend, like she was saying, like, err on the side of caution with her, and don't
Are
let her."
those the ones that Sherilyn showed on her group, or no?
To be completely honest with you, I saw them on a creator's video, so I didn't
Oh, okay.
see where they came from, but maybe they were her text messages. So if I think about it, Jamie was in blue, so they were hers.
Yeah, because it was so Sarah Jane. So Amanda's talking about Sherilyn Cato right now, and she's saying about the text messages that she had seen from Sherilyn Cato, and it was Jamie. It was Jamie because Sherilyn had posted those, and she didn't put all of the text, so it caused like everybody went nuts over it. I remember in the groups because people were like, post the whole text messages and stuff like that, and then somebody else ended up posting the rest of the text messages, and it just was all bad.
Right. I mean, I saw some that were like not questionable. They were just like, oh wow, they said that. Oh snap. But she was saying, to be careful and to not let her take over. And I wonder why. I mean, I don't wonder. I know that if they let her take over, it's because they wanted her to get the job done, and they knew that she was going to do it. I don't know when Lana came in and took over, and when they decided that it was okay for her to do it. But now that all that's ended, I wonder if this is all a sham, so it could go back to
KK.
him originally for her to finish it, or if this is all a sham and Lana's going to keep going, or if this is real. I don't know. I'm confused. I was left with I have many questions.
I have many questions. I wonder though, because I was
have
saying
many
that the other day, I was saying that I believe Lana's already has, before this happened, I believe she had one foot out the door. And I think that she's no longer going to be in the picture. And I just had a feeling that KK was going to be back on the scene. I don't know why. I have I have a feeling she's going to come back on the scene. She still has her channel up, and I know she said she has it up because her members and everybody wants her to. But I just feel like, why you started the channel for Chris Watts? That was the whole point of it. And you're allegedly no longer for the Watts, or not for the Watts, but you've cut ties with them. But yet that's still your number one content. I don't know. It left me confused with her. I don't know. Sometimes I honestly feel that we're all being mind fucked right now by all of them. They're all mind fucking us right now. And we're all going to wake up, and then it's going to be like, hey, like they all really talk still. And here we are just thinking we're all left here just not talking the case, not talking NK involvement, where freaking talking NA might be involved. I mean, it's just all a distraction at the end of the day for me, I feel like. Because I don't know about you, Amanda, but there are days where I'm researching something in the discovery, or, I'm trying to really look at, stuff that I think is important. Like, let's talk about the September lady. Who was that? Like, who was it? Who do we think it was? Please don't say it. But, you know,
Or was it that
um,
important?
yeah, and those things are important. Why aren't we talking about that? Why did we always think it was in the very beginning? We thought, who could it have been? I used to think in the very beginning it was the mistress, but then when I started looking into more things, I'm like, it never made sense why she would show up like that. Like, it just didn't make sense all that time after. I feel like, but when you want to look into things again, when it comes revolving to the mistress, you get distracted by something that's just drama around the Watts case that has nothing to even really do with anything anymore. It's just drama, and it's a distraction for us.
Yes. And they're doing it on purpose. They really are.
Debbie said, why is it
That's
such a big secret? The September lady. And this is another thing. I'm jumping off topic, but this is what I do, girl. But since we're talking really quick about this September lady, you know, Sherilyn Cato brings it up a lot. And she, makes it seem like she knows for a fact who it is, and she's went to law enforcement and she can't say anything. Then why are you even saying anything then? Why are you even bringing up that you know who it is? That's what bothers me with stuff like this, is like, if you know for a fact who it is and you really 100% went to law enforcement and said, hey, I have this information. I was going to put it in my book, but they told her, nope, don't do that because we're investigating it. We're looking into it. Don't talk about it. But yet you're telling us that. That makes no sense to me. And it just makes me question, is like, okay, what's really going on? I mean, I don't know. That's how I feel with that. Hey, Nicole. No, sorry, Nicole's here. Hey, Larry.
first I wanted to say what you had mentioned earlier. I was going to say um, Kim leaving up her channel and continue to talk
Uh-huh.
about the case is fine with me. I really don't think, if she has a passion for it, that she should stop. Everybody, to each his own. But if she doesn't have an agenda, maybe we'll have to watch to see if she stops going in that area. She could talk about the case all she wants, but if she keeps pushing not just the narrative, but like, I don't know how to explain it. If she keeps pushing it in a direction where it looks like she's trying to suck up either to the family or still working with them, we'll have to watch out for that, I think.
Yeah. I mean, I think if KK went and talked about other cases, that would be cool. I'm not going to lie. I mean, she seems to really invest herself in the research. I think we can all agree she really does. I'll give her that. I'm not going to take that from her. Um, but I feel like, I don't know. It's just so questionable with me with her, is how she won't discuss the mistress. It's just, why not? Like, if you're really here looking in for the truth, then you have to look at everyone as a suspect. You have to. Even when I looked at this case from the very beginning, when I got involved, I would be lying to you guys if I said I didn't look. Well, could Shanette have done this? Could she? And looked at everything. I'd be lying, because that's what you have to do. You have to take your emotions out of this and really look at the case if you want the truth. When you have your emotions involved, when I have before, it just clouds your judgment. So I just don't understand why she don't touch the issue when it comes to the mistress. And then also, when she first came on with her channel, and they asked her about if you remember, they asked her specifically about the shadows. So they were like, well, what are your opinions on the shadows? Everybody wanted to know. And she was like, well, I haven't really looked into that yet. And it's like, what? Okay, how is that even possible? You haven't even looked into the shadows. So I don't know. And she's been here from almost like literally day one, practically. I don't know, that those are little things that I myself question, because like I said, if you're here for the truth, you have to look at everybody, and she won't look at the mistress, which makes me wonder, why not?
I agree that she won't look into her, but I won't agree that she doesn't talk about her. She has brought her up, and people in chat that have stayed in her chat, but best believe we bring her up as often as we can. I've brought her up when speaking to her live. She will speak on it. She doesn't speak long, and you're right. She won't investigate her, but she will talk on it a little bit. And then she does agree that she's not related to her. She never met her, even though they may have lived near the same area, that they're not in relation. And I kind of actually believe that. I really
Well,
do think
I need more proof. I know a lot of people say that they might know each other, but I mean, I don't know. I guess like you're saying, I don't know about that one. There's a lot of differences. So for me, it's just kind of odd if they, I don't know if they did. Yeah, they lived in the same area, I think I was told, but I don't know. The age difference really bugs me. Um, and not only that, you had said something that I wanted to talk about. Oh my gosh, I forgot. Okay, go on.
I don't know, but Larry made a good point right now that reminded me of something. Um, I don't know if you heard that Kelly from CDT got a strike, and before she could even respond to it, her video got taken, and it was an NK video. And I'm thinking, how could that happen? She says she doesn't remember putting any discovery in it, and Larry is, mentioning that there's a potential that what if her name change was denied, and she's just maybe using an alias, and she's actually, still uh, Nicole, and she's gonna start striking us all again like she used to back in the day. I mean, not at me, but I remember following channels that she was striking.
Yeah, that's the thing that I think I was talking to Sky about it, because there's different strikes that you can get. So you have the privacy strike, and then you also have a strike where if you're using someone else's content, like, obviously music, or another creator can hit you with a ridiculous strike. And I know when I've got hit with my own strikes when I first started the channel, which was music, because I had uploaded a video of Shanann, and I wasn't playing the music, but Shanann was playing music in the background on her live. She did, and I got hit with the strike. But when I got hit with the strike, which was interesting, is that it told me who hit me with the strike. And it told me the name of the person. You can click on it and it would take you to who hit you with the strike. And then it would tell you the timestamp. And then you go back and look at the timestamp to see, oh, damn, it's this person hitting me with the strike. For the music one, I didn't even dispute it because, you can't just, you're going to lose that one. And then I got hit again with another strike off of, I did a video where I played, I forgot what interview I played, but one of the backgrounds I used was like, when you hear music and it plays like the volume. I don't know how to explain it. It goes up and down. I don't know how to explain it. But someone tried to hit me with using that effect, saying it was their effect and I wasn't allowed to use it, which was ridiculous because on the app I use that I pay for, it says it in the fine print that no one owns the right to any of the music on that app because it's just just little beats and stuff, and no one owns anything on there. Everybody has fair use to use it. So I disputed it, and that one I did end up winning because they had no right to it. But for a privacy strike, I guess I'm learning that when it's a privacy strike, you are not told who strikes you, I guess, because like I said, when I got hit with my strikes with the music, it told me who striked me. But maybe the privacy ones are a little different where I guess they keep that private. But then I'm also told if you're going to hit someone with a privacy strike, you have to show some type of proof that you are being violated, like your privacy is being violated. So these privacy strikes, I don't think they could just be me hitting another channel with a strike. You know what I'm saying? It has to be somebody that if you're going to hit a strike on someone as a privacy one, you have to show that proof that it's you that they're talking about. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
I'm not sure if that makes sense.
No,
But so I just think it's interesting that these privacy strikes that are being everywhere now, I see a lot of channels that are saying it, and it's not even copyright strikes, it's privacy strikes. So it has to be somebody that either they're talking about, and again, if it's NK stuff, it could be, we don't even know. Maybe it could be her dad. We don't know. But again, I don't understand these strikes because This is all public information that was released by Weld County. So I don't understand why people, and again, the mistress no longer lives there, that address. She no longer has that phone number. So I don't understand why that would be considered invading someone's privacy. Like when I show you guys the phone bill, because I've done a few videos with that, I make sure that I black out everybody's number on there. Even Chris's number, I black out. Just because I'm like, okay, I don't need to get hit with a strike for something silly like this. Even though Weld County released it like that to us, I am not going to show you guys these numbers and get hit with a strike. I have included, the mistress's phone number because she doesn't have it anymore. But again, that can probably backfire, who knows, at the end of the day. But I don't know why people would be getting hit with strikes on privacy stuff when Weld County released it and we are able to show it to you guys. So, the people that are being hit strike, I don't know. I question a lot of things with all of that. I have my own theories, but I'm not even going to talk about it here. But I just think it's really fishy that certain creators are being striked all at the same time. But then again, it's privacy strike. So I don't know. It's just really weird. And that's why I honestly, you guys, I stay in my own lane. I don't like to I don't want no drama for your mamas. I don't know. It's just, I don't know.
What if it's something more behind the scenes that we even think? Like, do you remember that guy? He does all the drone footage. Bama. He's from Alabama, and his channel's name is like Bama something. But he did all of the drone footage that they have in the Netflix movie.
Oh, yeah.
And he gave it to Netflix, so they used it, right? They used it, and they somehow copywrote it, and then they struck his own channel for the footage he took.
Oh, that's right. But remember when Netflix first was going to come out? Remember everybody was getting hit with strikes because Netflix was hitting everybody?
Obama Mike.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I like that channel. Wait, It's a channel, right? You're talking about?
Yeah. He did all that drone footage, and it was really pretty drone footage. I mean, in the intro of the movie, the documentary, that drone footage was his, and they struck him for it after they made the documentary.
That's so insane. Did he ever talk about it afterwards? Did it get cleared, or what happened with that? Do you know?
To be completely honest with you, I'm not sure. I haven't checked up, but this was just a few months ago when I saw that. So I don't. As of a few months ago, no.
Yeah. Yes. Andrea said, "F off Netflix boycott." I know you got Netflix. You don't need to make good scary movies no more. I'm just kidding.
I need Netflix.
No, but seriously, all these strikes going around everybody, it's just, I mean, I feel bad for the creators that get it. I remember when I talked about it when Unjustified first got it, and I felt so bad when she went, she did a live and she talked about when she was first hit with strikes, and then she had to take down her first channel. I don't know if you guys remember, Unjustified had a channel and it grew so quick and she was doing so well. And then all of a sudden it was gone. And then she had to make a new one. Well, she went live a while later and she talked about it. And I had just happened to be watching that live. And she said that she got hit for her videos on Troy. And, out of everybody that talks the case, I think we can all agree Unjustified is probably the sweetest I've ever watched. She pretty much, she doesn't even really give her theories too much. She's very neutral, and all she was showing on the Troy interview was just that, his interview. That's it. She wasn't saying anything involving him in anything. She was just sharing the video, and she got a strike. So it had to be Troy who hit her. It had to be. And then she got hit again. And then she took the video down, and I believe she re-edited some stuff. And then she re-upped it, and she got hit again. And then I'm not sure how her channel got taken down, but she had to make a new channel. And I know when people don't have a channel, and so, when we talk about, oh, this strike or that, some people will think it's not a big deal. It's a freaking big deal. Unless you don't care about your channel, I don't care who you are, it's a big deal. 1 strike or 10 strikes, it's a big deal because it's stressful. I know when I got hit my stupid strike for the music, I was like, oh my gosh, like why? And I remember I think I sent Amber a text like, oh my gosh, like I told her about it right away. And then literally within like a month later, I got hit again. And I was like, oh my gosh, my channel's going to get taken down. I was so stressed over it. And I was so scared to make a video because you don't know what's okay to say, what's not okay to say. Even still to this day, sometimes I think like, oh shoot, like I'll go back and watch something and I'll be like, oh man, did I say too much here? Like, I have to watch what I say. And now I understand when I hear other channels saying like, we have to watch what we say. I totally get it because that's the last thing you do because your channel could get taken from you. And for me, I'd be so upset if it did. You know what I'm saying?
Say channel again.
Channel. Oh my God. I'm never saying channel again. I need to say something else besides channel.
Cream?
Welcome back to my home. No. Channel. Oh my God. One time I did a recording and it was like, welcome back to my channel. And I was like, what the frick? I deleted it so quick. I was like, no, not happening.
The funny thing is,
hey,
I caught myself saying it too.
Hey, Valerie. How are you? Valerie's in the house. Hey. Valerie's such a sweetheart. She is.
So can I tell you something? Well, since we're
my God, don't embarrass me.
Since we're on the Watts case and we all like to hear a little bit of something that we may not have remembered or heard before.
Ooh, so tell me.
I'm pouring over Discovery all the time or whatever.
Is it the bipolar stuff?
No.
I have it written right here because you were going to come on. Right away, I wrote, ask her about the bipolar.
I'll tell you about the bipolar.
You got to talk about the bipolar video. For all of you guys that are in chat, Amanda is the one person. Well, there's a lot of people that have seen it, but I don't think those people are. I feel like those people are no longer, into the case anymore. They're like, screw this shit. It's 3 years out. I'm done. But Amanda did see the bipolar video, so she's going to talk about that, the MK bipolar video.
I did. And Crazy was like, why didn't you record? Everybody asked me why I didn't.
I know, I was like, but it was in the beginning, and I understand it because even in the beginning for me, before I even had my channel, I didn't record really anything. I didn't screenshot anything. I was just like, oh, wow. Like, now I'm like, oh my gosh, people delete stuff so quick. That's why when Lana went live, I was like, oh my gosh, I gotta save this because she's probably gonna delete it. Truth Seeker, hey girl, so good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while.
The other day you're like, do you have proof of this? Did you record it? I was like, I didn't always gather my stuff for
and I was asking you so many details. I'm okay. What was she wearing? What does she look like? What did it?
Not for the bipolar video. The other day I was telling you something. You're like, did you record it so you can make a video?
Oh my God. I
didn't compile stuff before. Before it was just for me, and I didn't need to have proof because I just believe myself. And I know
that's the thing.
I know about
head. That's the thing about Amanda that I say this all the time, and I'm embarrassed her right now. But I've been saying this since I've really started talking to her. You guys, sub to her channel. Someone put, there I go, channel. Oh my gosh. Sub to her channel. And can someone link it in the description? Not the description, but in the chat, please. Because honestly, you guys, I've said this before. Amanda puts in freaking work. I mean, this girl stays up late nights investigating. She stays up late nights reading that discovery. I mean, when I met her and she started telling me all these things, she would text me and I'd be like, damn, girl, do you not sleep? Like, shit. Like,
I did this before, though.
She is good. She is good.
I'm just happy to share that. I did this alone for so long.
And the reason I tell you, have you made a video? Because some of the stuff you bring to my attention, I'm like, huh? And I'll question you like, wait a minute. No. And then I'll be like, oh shit. Like, okay, this is something, make a video about it. Because the certain things you bring to my attention, I'm like, I hadn't heard that before. So yes, make a goddamn video over it. Hey, Andy, what's good? Andy, Andy in the house.
Hey, Andy.
He missed my
C-Dub's here
live
too. Hey,
yesterday.
C-Dub.
Hey, C Dub. Yeah, Andy missed my live yesterday. Everybody give him a big boo hoo.
Boo-hoo. Octavia, you may not drive and text. Please get home safe, and then we'll be here still.
We'll still be here. We'll be here until my laptop dies.
Oh, God. This woman. Can we buy this girl a laptop?
Oh, wait, no. But remember yesterday? Where's Sky at? So yesterday, my computer was working amazing and I was messing with the StreamYard and I put this beautiful background up and I was so proud of myself. I was like, I'm looking professional, all happy. And then 5 minutes before, I try to put the charger in the computer because I was like, okay, I'm going to turn it off for like 5 minutes, let it get some juice. I thought I broke the charger inside. I almost had a heart attack. But today it works. So I don't know. I think my computer is possessed.
It's possessed by NK.
I think so. Can I tell you guys a scary story really quick? A true story, real fast?
Sorry.
It's true story. It happened to me today. I text Sky about it. It was so creepy. I got to tell you guys. So today I was working on a video on my computer, and it was, of course, the Watts case, right? So I was working on a video, and I was going over my notes, and I was recording, and I was doing laundry before, so then I turned the washer off, and then I came back in here, finished my recording, and I'm in here, and I shit you not, when I stopped recording, my washer turned back on. And I was like, what the fuck? And I sat here and I was like, did my washer just turn back on? And I don't get scared of anything. I love scary movies. I don't get creeped out. I mean, I'm just not that person. But I was like, what? And then I just got this most creepiest vibe ever. And I shit you not, I got scared. I literally got scared. I don't know what it was. And I went and my washer just turned back on by itself. And it's never done that before. I don't know. It was just weird. I just wanted to share that with you.
You never even told them, you never told anybody about what happened that time you got that weird discovery, when you got your own weird discovery.
Oh, no, but I think, okay. Oh, no, that happened. You need to tell that story because it happened on your phone.
Okay.
Hey,
So
Barbara. Hold on.
Crazy
Let me
had
just
pulled up.
hold on. Hold on. Let me say hi to Barbara. And then we got Troublemaker. We got a troublemaker. Hey, Gina. I just want to say hi to somebody.
Hey, Gina.
Hey, May, mic dropping, Robin. So hello from everybody coming in right now. You see I have my lovely guest, Amanda.
I'm about
And
to tell a weird story.
She's going to tell a really weird story. So I just told you, we were talking about what happened earlier about Lana, what she said, and we discussed some of that stuff. But I was just telling about some weird thing that happened today while I was recording a video about the Watts case. And now Amanda's going to tell you something weird that happened to her. So go ahead.
So Crazy had pulled up the Discovery one day, and even though she has it downloaded on her computer, she goes online and pulls it up all the time. And Bartwan made a video about this too, where for some reason one day when you can go into the Discovery, there was a button where you could click to the left, and it was like a file dump of a bunch of random anonymous cases, right? It was just nothing to do with the Watts case. Crazy.
Yeah, everything that popped up didn't have anything to do with the Watts case. So it really threw me off. And the only reason I noticed it was because I go on that, I look at the Discovery all the time. So I know what it looks like, the format, the everything. I know everything how it looks like. So I actually went live with Andy on my channel and I was trying to pull up the Discovery and it was taking a long time. And then I noticed when it finally pulled up, it looked different and it threw me off that I just kind of X'd out of it. And then later on that night, when we were done going live, I went back on it. And that's when I noticed, oh shit, it is the same. It's like totally looking different. But everything I was looking at had nothing. It was different cases and it had a lot of people's photos in there. It was really weird.
So then she said her computer started acting up, and she's telling me this as she's deleting it off her computer. And then she said her phone started acting up. And so she starts deleting it from her phone, but not before she sends me a voice note. She sends me the voice note, and I always get these from her. And I have to click on them, and they play, and then they usually just end. And it goes back to the original screen where I got them. When it ended, guys, before it flashed away, it showed me a document from her phone. It was like I couldn't read it obviously because it was really fast and the script was small, but it was like a Weld County flash on my phone. And I even I told her right away. I was like, what the hell was that? Like, what was that? And I played it again and it never showed again. And then you deleted
Yeah.
it off your phone.
Yeah. No, didn't you say call me? And then when
Yeah.
she said call me, or you said something like that, I was like, what? Like I got really nervous and I was like, what? And then when you told me, I was like, are you sure? And you're like telling me, and I was like, I don't know, because I always send her, because typing takes forever, like when you text sometimes, and sometimes I just have so much to say. I just send her like a voice clip, and that's when she was like, no, it happened, like it never happened. It flashed because she's like, it flashed your information on your phone or something like that. I'm like, what did you see? I was all paranoid.
I just saw like a header and almost exactly like what you see in the documents in the discovery on the Watts case. And I can almost say for a fact that I saw Weld because that's what I asked you. I was like, I just saw like a Weld document. Like, what are you talking about? And CC Clark is saying that the same thing happened to another creator. It was just weird to me that it came to an iPhone. Like, I don't know. I feel like iPhones can't be infiltrated.
But I was really paranoid though, because I had came across, I noticed the change, like I said, that night, and I downloaded it immediately because I was like, oh, I'm going to download this discovery immediately. So I did. So then went to bed, whatever. In the morning when I woke up, I'm not even playing. Maybe it was just my boyfriend's just like, you're overreacting. It was just your phone doing updates and all this stuff. Like he finds rational explanation, but he's like, but I started noticing some of my apps were looking different. And I was like, oh, hell no. I deleted that shit so fast. I was like all paranoid. I was like, I deleted that whole thing. I was like, I don't want nothing to do with it. I don't even down for it.
And at this point, it was on your phone, right? That your phone was looking different?
Yes. My apps on my phone were different. So I was like, okay. Like everything about my apps were looking different. Like the way, just everything. But my boyfriend was like, oh, they just did updates. Relax. It's nothing. But in my head, I was like, no, my phone's been hacked. I'm done. The FBI's watch listening to me. I was like, no.
And I guess my own scary story would be I had an iPhone X and I take care of my phones a lot. I don't know why I keep saying that, but I always make sure to always have bumpers on them and I just try to take care of them. This phone is in perfect condition, but since January to now, I've been using it so hardcore doing everything that it blew pixels. Like there are lines going down the screen where it just like blew itself out. And I'll just blame it, NK.
We blame NK for everything here.
She thinks we're getting too close.
So what do you think about Lana saying that about bringing up Nicole Kessinger to look into her? That Chris is allegedly saying look into her, and she played her. What are your thoughts? What are your
I think
thoughts
he's
on that?
butthurt. I think he's butthurt. I think he really is butthurt. And to say that is sending us on another wild goose chase that makes me question things again. And he's not always defended Nicole. When when the feds were there in Wisconsin talking to him, I felt like he took too long of a pause to defend her when they brought her up. He listened to their whole spiel before he even said anything. So I was like,
Yeah.
he's mad at her. And that makes me think what I've always kind of said, that I can't prove she was there. I can't prove she was involved, but I think she may have known. And then he carried it out. And when it all messed up, she was like, sorry, I'm out. And then, that's that. And he's now hurt. And he probably wants her to get in trouble a little bit if he is saying this. And he is saying it according to a few people. So, either A, he's a jerk, B, he's butthurt, or C, all of the above.
It's interesting you said that he's saying that from a few people, because somebody else, I'm not going to say who, but was saying it also, that he's, wanting people to look into her more than what we have. Um, isn't it weird though that he's saying this allegedly now,
No.
all of a sudden?
No, it's not weird. It's not weird to me. This guy has impeccable timing. Like, just he knows how to throw us for a loop right now. And this goes back to me saying he knew more about social media and everything than he liked to give off. He pretended that Thrive was Shanann's thing, but people like to ignore that he went to conferences too. He would jump on
Hmm.
lives with Thrive people. He tried to sell it
Yep.
himself. This guy's a lot more savvy than we give him
And
credit
didn't
for.
he do a Thrive phone call when they have their, I don't know what it's called, but when they have their little call and
Yeah.
Shanann was in NC, didn't he do
Testimonials.
one? Yeah, he
Yeah, he
did
would do
one, didn't he?
testimonials. He did
Yeah.
more than
So
one.
he's always playing he plays this, that's why you need to make your videos. I keep telling you, he plays this role of one way, but in reality, it's something way different. And what you're saying right now, that's a perfect example.
Broken Dishes is saying maybe it's because his sister's starting to get too much attention and he doesn't want to hurt her. Well, that's kind of exactly what Lana was saying. She was saying, I'm not going to help him hurt his or throw his family under the bus again. And it's like, what do you mean again? I didn't know he threw them under the bus. Or are you talking about what's recently been happening with people, saying that they know more? Could
But
that
then
be
if
it?
but then if it is about Jamie, then why would the family be so upset? I
Why?
feel like,
Because he's their golden boy? What do you mean?
I mean, why are, because the way Lana makes it seem is, Chris is like, leave my family alone. Just no one talk to them. Just let them, heal and move on from this. But then, she's like, oh, I'm not going to let him throw the family and Jamie under the bus. But what is he saying that's throwing them under the bus? I don't get it. And I feel like we're gonna, in a few days, we're gonna learn more insight about what this Tuesday conversation was about. I feel like, someone's gonna leak something, they're gonna talk about it, but I really want to know what this conversation was about. That if it's true, the family are saying that they don't want Chris to get out if he did hurt the family. That really makes me think that either they learned something new that they never learned before from somebody else, or that Chris told them something that made them be like, okay, he's telling the truth and we just can't, move forward with this. But even still, they invested all that money and then the lawyers gave back the money. That Lana said that too, that the lawyers gave back the money, even though they put some work into it. So
You
I'm
see,
like,
I heard her 3 times. I had listened to it 3 times, and I can't say that's not what she said, but I heard her say, "Well, the retainer was always refundable," and that lets me know that the retainer was never given, um, because that's just I don't think that they had enough in full to give a retainer for that big of a case. I really don't.
so
I think
she
that's what they
just
were trying to
just
get.
wanted people to think that it was given, that it was already done. They were, because that they were working the case, but in reality, it was never given. So it was just more mind fucking then.
Yeah, I mean, I really can't say for sure if she had to give it back or not. If like any of the donations or whatever they got, I'm not sure. But in their terms of service, I believe it was saying, no. So,
Yeah.
um,
Octavia
who
was
knows
saying, will Lana
where
be getting back the membership money? No, I
you
do
guys will
not
not be
believe she
watching
will.
Jamie's journals. I'm sorry.
Hey, it wasn't even her journal. It was more like Jamie's Tinder account.
I was really curious to see it. I'm kind of excited a little bit.
Stop it. No, I don't believe Lana is going to give back any money. And she kind of hints that in that live she did, because she talks about how this wasn't just about the Watts case. It was about other families and it's going to help other families. So, and she even
I
thanks her
think that's her way of
members.
keeping it.
Yeah, so I think she's letting her members know, like, hey, thank you for showing your support. It's not just going to go to, it wasn't going to go to the Watts family, because she even said, she said, hold on. She said that their mission to help families has nothing to do with the Watts case. And then she goes on to thank her members. So that tells me that they ain't getting their money back, none of them. And they paid for 3 months, I hear. So I'm sure everybody's gonna opt out after that 3 months. I'm sure they are.
If you guys are smart out there, just do a reversal on your debit card.
Be smart, guys. Can you
If
still
you're
do it
regretting
though?
this decision. Yeah, you
Can you
can.
still do that? Oh, okay.
Yeah, within 90 days. Yeah, they can still do
So,
it.
yeah,
So,
that
just a
makes
tip
sense.
for any of you people that were just trying to be nosy and it backfired.
But then you know what's sad though? It's one thing for people that were just being nosy. Um, shoot, I was like, I was
And there's
thinking of just
information
being
dump
nosy.
that
I ain't
happened.
gonna lie. I was thinking of being nosy. I was like, I'll cough up $30, but I was like, I know someone would just leak the shit, so I'll just wait. I'm not gonna do it. But what about the people that really, really stood by it and really believed the shit they were saying? Now they're the ones that are left like, you know what I mean?
Yes. Really quick, C-Dub wants to know if you use InShot to do your videos.
What's in shock? In
No,
shock.
she doesn't, C-Dub.
What is that?
It's an app to make videos, I guess.
Oh, no, I do not. I can't even say it, so no.
So one of the things that sticks out to me the most is it's almost like when things start getting too hot, they want to change the subject, and
Mm-hmm.
they're giving us what we've always wanted to hear right now. Look into NK. Suddenly, look into her. Well, we've looked. You got to give us more than that. So, what are you trying to deflect us from? Or are you really trying to tell us something? I personally think that it's a deflection, but then at the same time, my gut has always told me that she's involved more so than she let on. And then this whole cover up thing comes up. And I don't want to say that there was a cover up for an explosion or whatnot, but I definitely think that there may have been some internal cover up with at least the employees. We've all seen how some of the people were in interviews, some people were interviewed, and it
Yeah.
was just vague. And it seemed like they didn't ask the right questions to some others. And then I pulled something up yesterday in Discovery, and I even wrote down the page. It's page 287 or 332, because you know how that works.
Yeah.
It says Anadarko Petroleum Company has approximately 400 cameras in service, of which approximately 200 are located in the parking lot and vicinity immediately around Anadarko's Platteville office. The remaining cameras are in place at major batteries. Anadarko has had issues with individuals entering oil production sites and committing destructive acts. And I was like, Scourge, you're trying to tell me there was 200 cameras in the parking area near the office? And we've never even seen as much as a search warrant for any of those to see if NK, Troy, any of them were there or not there.
Very interesting. Very
Isn't that
interesting.
weird?
Very
And that works for
that's a good point though. Or how do
yeah.
we know they don't have that and it's just been redacted?
Anything's
That's
possible.
something that, like, even with myself, sometimes I get upset over certain things that we don't have, but then I have to tell myself, well, what if it's redacted? So that's the thing that I'm always like, well, what if it's been redacted? We don't know. And that's why I think all of us wanted a trial. That's why we want a trial. I know some people don't want it and they think the case is over, and that's your opinion, but there's just so much questions we have. There's too many questions. I don't know about you guys, but I don't know any case where I've had more questions than answers. It's ridiculous. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah. I can't explain it either. And this is coming from somebody that I've read Discovery at least 2 or 3 times, like through and through. I know there's people that say I've read it and they didn't, or you can only guess that they went through and just read the interesting stuff. I have
Yeah.
gone and read Discovery and I missed this. Not that I didn't even realize that until I was finished reading it, that this was actually said by another employee that was interviewed. And I'm like, holy crap, they interviewed more than the employees that I remember. And his name was John. And he also said that the batteries were not typically access controlled beyond simple security gates, and that the locking mechanisms did not keep a log of the access times, or the people accessing the sites to some of the newer facilities. But they may
Are you
monitor.
reading the Discovery right now?
I'm reading my notes.
Oh, you're so good. I love it. That's what I love about you. I'm like, dude, she's reading it too good right now. She's reading it. Go, girl.
they don't
Now she's
actually
embarrassed.
I lost my place. They don't keep a log of the access times to the people, or they don't keep a log of the people or the time. And then, even though they may monitor the access for in and out in places where they do have cameras, they don't maintain the records of the exit. And I'm like, so you guys do have the entrance of some places, but you don't have the video for the exit. Which places do you have the entrance for and not the exit? Can we find this out?
Do you think law
And then it
enforcement
said
ever
that
really even looked into that? What's your opinion? Do you think they really, do you
no.
think that's just redacted, or what's your gut telling you on that?
My gut's telling me they didn't look into it at all. That as soon as he, slammed his, fist on the table and said, "Fine, I'll confess, and I don't want to do anything. I'll take this first plea deal that you throw at me, or I'll talk with the plea deal with my lawyers." That they took it and ran. They didn't look into this. I mean, clearly, and I'm the first to be skeptical about cover-ups and stuff. But this to me is just like, what the heezy. And so I've always questioned whether the geotagging could check to see if somebody was in the passenger seat, and it definitely can. That's what this guy
Yeah.
said, that the geotagging can check to see seatbelts, car, which seats were
But
used, which one.
law enforcement was aware of that.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
do you think maybe they got that since they were aware of that? I mean,
I don't know, because another thing that they used that we could have used is we've never gotten the records or even a smidge of what happened in the GroupMe app. So this was the app that they
mhm.
would all text each other to and from, and
Yes,
it was like a
yes,
it was like a messenger service. They actually compared it to Skype, or said it was
yes.
like within Skype, or it was maybe a Skype service. We've never seen those messages. How do we
Mm-mm.
know if they weren't sending themselves little codes here and there through there? Why wouldn't they show us that? Especially if
What was what, okay, so you've been around for a long time. What was the messages? Remember there was the coworkers, those they were going around. What app was that? Damn. Um and they were saying, "Oh, we knew it was they knew it was NK, how she would flirt with Chris at work." Do you
right. I
remember
just
those
saw that today.
messages?
I just
Yeah,
saw
what that was, that an app? What was that? Damn,
No,
I
it
gotta
was
go back and
a
look.
website. It was a website.
But how come no one no one really talks about that anymore? Who were these coworkers that were these actual coworkers? I mean, that's something I need to go back and look into now that I think about it, because they were saying they knew it was her right away. They said that she was always flirting with Chris. Um, and
From
it's
what I
stuff
remember,
that
it was
just
a website.
hmm?
Like, it could be user access, like people can it wasn't necessarily like an a petroleum company thing. It could have been accessed by anybody. That it was like a troll site, kind of like any
Have you
form.
tried looking yourself? And I know you already have, but
I
have you
definitely looked
tried
at it. I,
and you couldn't get nothing?
from reading those.
No, you couldn't get you know how you were saying that you know how the coworkers they talked on that app?
Oh no, I've never been able to access them. I didn't even really think about it until recently.
Yeah. That's something that definitely needs to be looked into, because I
And
remember thinking about that.
CW was saying about the GroupMe app that two of the coworkers said that Chris did use it on August 13th, and that two others said
Mhm.
he didn't. So,
See, yeah, that's something definitely that needs to be looked into more, is that whole app thing.
and another
CW,
app that
what coworker said it? CW, do you
another
offhand, do you know? Sorry.
another app that they could have used to send pictures to and from. Somebody also said the calculator app. That's true, because it's a server in itself when you go in. But another app that they could have sent pictures through that they would have never looked into is they did the MyFitnessPal stuff. Remember, she was
Yeah.
plugging in the macros. Back then, you could send pictures of your food to each other, or not. I mean,
Yeah.
not necessarily your food, but that's what it was for. They could have been sending each other messages through there, and we
Yeah.
would have been none the wiser.
Yeah, I have the app. I still use it. But you can send messages too. You can send little updates. You can join a community on there. There's a lot of things on there. I never even thought about what you're saying right now about the app. Now I'm going to go look at my app later on and see what exactly I can do, because you're so right. We don't know that. She talks about the My Fitness app a lot.
Ali79 says the website was BitChute. And from what I remember reading, it is a troll site, correct, guys? Like, or anybody could write whatever they want. And at this time, when it was being written, they already knew who NK was. So it could have been anybody. It could have been her.
Yep.
I think some of her first trolls were her.
Oh, for sure. I think so too.
Yeah.
But I'm reading chat right now, seeing what people say. No, we're talking about we're talking about NK right now, not Lana.
Yeah.
They're like, are you talking about Lana? No, we're talking about NK.
So the apps that I'm speaking of is the MyFitnessPal app and then the GroupMe app. And then we were saying that BitChute was the website where they were saying stuff about NK, that she would go after married men. I believe in that same article, or not in the same article, in that same website, somebody was saying she was married and then they named a husband and stuff. I've looked up that guy. I didn't find anything.
Nothing good you found?
None of it seemed real.
Let me see what Amanda said. There was coworkers in bitch. What is it? Bitch. How do you say that? I don't even want to say it.
BitChute? No, I can't say
BitChute. It's the CH that gets me. Say it for me.
Just BitChute? BitChute?
And there was coworkers, she's saying, talking about them. Thank you, Amanda, for that.
It was BitChute after we just said bitch.
There you go, BitChute. I'm like, bitch, what? Bitch?
So they're asking who are we talking about? We're talking about NK and possibly how they were sending messages to and from each other. I don't know how we got here, but I was talking about the GroupMe app, that we don't have any messages from there, that there's a whole bunch of stuff that happened on the business end of this story that they just stopped right there. They didn't give us any more. The truck, remember, they didn't look into the truck right away. And when they did, the shovel was gone. And the shovel was gone after NK told him to move the truck. And also NK was told somebody that she knew his friend was going to be watching the house for him.
And you looked a lot into that whole thing, because you did really good looking into all that.
Yeah, so the friend Dave happened to live right down the street. He did tell Chris that he would go around and I guess survey the neighborhood for something. I don't know.
Yeah.
If I have no idea. But that
he was
would
like the little, he would just patrol the area, I guess. I don't know.
And then the shovel disappeared. I really think that he could have helped in that sense. And why I say that is there's a part of Discovery where it says his name and then it says Vivint camera. Like if they got him on the Vivint camera, and then it's kind of scribbled out and it doesn't give you any more info on that. Also, they were really suspicious of him. He wrote him a letter and they intercepted it and questioned him about it. And I mentioned this on CDT the other day that I caught when the interviewer spoke to him. He said, I was going over your what did he say? I was going over like your paperwork, but the paperwork kind of like pertaining to the case. And then this came across my desk. And I'm like, wait a minute, he was working on the case? And then it reminded me of when NK said, Dave.
That he had a friend named Dave. Yeah. She's like, oh, there's two Daves. And like she kind of giggles, and that creepy giggle she does.
Yeah. And Dave worked in the prison, and he was also he was part of the police department. So I'm not even sure he should have been communicating with Chris, and that's why he asked permission. Like, oh, is it okay?
Yeah.
I don't know. That seems all.
Did you make a video about this?
No.
I'm writing. You guys, she needs to make a video on this. She knows her stuff. I tell you guys, she does. And I always tell her, did you make a video? And she's always like, no. Make a damn video.
Who's the troll?
Hey, Lucy Lee is back. She's saying hi. She was here last night. No, she's not a troll. I don't think so.
No, not her. No. Somebody said that.
Hey, Lucy. So we were talking, Lucy. Originally, we just decided to go live last minute. Lucy, did you happen to see Lana's live? That's what we were just talking about. We need Amanda to start doing lives on her channel. That would be awesome. What do you guys think?
I did just get a new laptop, so I could do it. And is my sound better than before? Because
you sound amazing. You sound great.
Lately.
What was wrong with your sound when you first went live?
Well, my phone was sad. It was not wanting to work with me. So back when I would go live before I was always cutting in and out. And then I got a new phone hoping that it would work better because I'm kind of an iPhone person. and that didn't work either. So I broke
because
down
you're
my laptop.
fancy. I'm over here with my Android.
Why is it? Why is iPhones and Androids cost about the same? No.
No, they do not. I mean, I think iPhones definitely probably cost more. Can someone link Amanda's channel, please?
So C-Dub says Melissa and Anthony said he didn't use the group me, and Luke said he did. She can't find the other person right now. Thank you, C-Dub.
Thank you, C-Dub. But that's an app that the coworkers would use to communicate with each other, like if work related stuff. But I mean, you can obviously talk whatever you want, but that's what it's there for. I think we should listen to Luke's interview. It's been a while since I've listened to that interview. And you know, too, because Tammy does the interview, right? And yeah, I think it's Tammy. And it's so weird because she's doing the interview and then out of nowhere, she's like, oh, I got to go. Okay, thank you. And like, she just cuts it completely short and it ends right then and there. And it's so weird. It's like, okay, what just happened here?
You probably saw I think we camera in the other room.
Yeah, seriously. She probably got a text or something.
I'm going to go offer her some water. I want to talk to her.
Thank you, Dee. She's sharing your,
I can't believe they didn't let her interview her. But one thing I like.
Do you think there would have been a difference though? Because, you know, I see that a lot that people say, why didn't Tammy interview NK? But Tammy was watching it. We know she was watching it from the outside, you know, on behind the glass, she was watching. So, I mean, I don't know.
Even though I think she was watching and she was probably talking in their ear whenever they left the room, I think it would have either halted her talking or gotten the best out of her. But I mean, I'm kind of going with the first one. I think NK would have stopped talking a lot sooner had Tammy grilled her. But if Tammy had interviewed her and she let her go on, we may have gotten some better content from her than these guys going in circles around them.
Okay, Amanda, so everybody wants you to talk about the bipolar video because my laptop probably has a good 20 more minutes to go. So you're going to have to tell everybody in good detail the bipolar video because I haven't seen it. Most people haven't seen it. We've all heard about it. And I do believe there was a bipolar video. One, I know Chris lies and all this stuff, but I do think it's interesting that he brings up the mistress allegedly was taking pills, medication every single day. But he doesn't know what it was, which I think is kind of funny that you see the girl you're being with every single day popping pills, but you're not going to be like, hey, what's that for? But I feel personally he knew what it was for, but he probably just didn't want to say it. So tell us about the bipolar.
First and foremost, Crazy has asked me before so many times in a row if I watched it that I stopped and thought, did I really watch it? No, I totally did. And I really did.
You start thinking, was it a dream? Did I really see it?
Did I just imagine this? No, I really did. And I didn't know it was such a rare thing to have seen it. Really, I didn't, especially because Ronnie talked about it. Back in the day, I remember other people having seen it. And I know that it was uploaded by other people, like taken from her channel and uploaded, but she was striking everybody. And that was one of the first things she wanted gone. So she did remove them because it did exist. So again, I've said this before. I don't exactly remember how I came about it, but I'm pretty sure it was going to be in the first group that I was in. And they either linked it or they told us about it. And I went and I found it. It was on YouTube. It was under her name, like her first name. I mean, sorry, not her first name, her entire name. Exactly her name. And I watched the video, and I'm pretty sure there was only one because if there had been more than one, I would have watched them all. Before I watched it, I saw that it was before the murders, before it seemed like it was way before anything could have happened because I disregarded it right away. Also, we didn't know the timeline of what was going on. We didn't know how long they had dated. So it had to have been a long time before for me to think this has nothing to do with whatever's going on. So I watched the video and it was about, I say about 30 seconds, but in reality, I remember it was 26 seconds. I don't know why I remember. And it was like her, hey, it's Nicole. And, and in it, I don't remember exactly what she said, but she was talking about it like as if it was a new diagnosis, or it wasn't self-diagnosed. It seemed as if she had gone to a doctor and they told her, and then she was talking about how she was going to endure it or what was already happening to her. It was really quick. It was literally like a vlog with her phone in front of her face, and then it was over, and that was it. And I just kept eating my lunch and I went about my day. It was nothing of importance back then. I would have loved to have it now because I'm sure that there's little Easter eggs in there, especially the date. But I guess it's gone. I hope.
Melissa's asking, was it NK who posted this video that you've seen?
Yes, it was. It was on her YouTube channel, so it was her channel.
So NK had a YouTube channel.
Yes, it was a YouTube channel.
No way.
Yes, it was her own, and it was like I remember there was even a thumbnail like with the picture, not on the video, but like her. It was a picture of her on the YouTube channel. It was hers.
But did she? Okay, so was it somebody else that made the video about her that got their hands and found that bipolar video of herself recording it, or was it actually her actual YouTube channel? You know what I'm saying?
No, it was actually her YouTube channel from what I saw. It was older, so it was before the murders. So, unless somebody premeditated and threw it out there first, it was most definitely her. So Valerie Aaron said, what was it about crystals and yoga?
No, but that's really crazy though that you're saying that if she did have that's the first time I've ever, I don't think you told me that last time. That's the first time I'm hearing that. So that would be crazy if she had one.
She did.
It could, well, I mean, you know me, I have to see it to believe it, but
there wasn't anything else on it, as if she was probably going to start vlogging at some point. And
do you think,
I don't know how the logistics work, but from what I remember, it was she took it. I don't want to say exactly because I'm going to save this part for my video, and I want other people to watch it who have seen the video to tell me like yes or no, like this is what I remember. But it was on her phone, and now we know that you can't go live from your phone. So did she just record it and then upload it?
yeah,
But it was her channel. Yeah,
that's crazy. And you don't remember do you remember the name
I mean, it was her name.
That's just so crazy. That is
back then, not back then, but
are you sure it wasn't Facebook?
No, it was YouTube.
That's just so crazy.
It didn't seem crazy back then. It really didn't. Even now, it doesn't seem crazy. It was just something that she did, and then she forgot to delete, couldn't access it until her team did it or something. But it was definitely something that a few of us got to see before it was all shut down.
So Jen said that brown bikini should have been arrested. Was she wearing that brown bikini when she was doing this bipolar video?
No. Every time I go back to that picture, I feel like I find something else like more and more interesting. Now when I look at it, it looks like they were going to go swimming. And at first I thought she would wear it just because she thought it was sexy. But now that I look at it, he looks like he was wearing trunks. I never heard them talk about.
Did she have a pool at that hotel? I mean, hotel at her C-Dub, did she have a pool where she lived? That's a good question because I was thinking that too. Who wears, that's not even lingerie. Like I didn't understand that either. That's a good point you just brought up.
She also reminds me of the type of chick that I've said this before, that she probably wore bathing suits under her clothes all the time.
Who does that? What the hell?
I used to. I lived right on the beach. I literally wore bathing suits.
Well, that's different if you live by the beach. Like you can
I feel like she would do the same thing. I really feel like she was the type of girl that wore her bikini bottoms all the time.
So Melissa asked, would this still exist in the Wayback Machine? What is the Wayback Machine? Have you heard of that?
Oh, what happened?
Melissa asked, would this video that you're talking about, would it exist in the Wayback Machine?
I don't know what that is, but if that means that they go way back on YouTube, maybe.
Melissa, what is that? I've never heard of that either.
But yes, people are saying that Ronnie talked about it, and he did. And I think Chris talked about it too. Oh, that's what Chris said. Chris said that Ronnie had told him that NK was upset about this bipolar video, or this video that she had made about being bipolar.
Or was it his lawyer?
No, it was him. He said it in
Okay.
the Wisconsin interview.
You know, when you hear things so much, it's like, oh my gosh, I can't. Okay, so hold on. So Sky said, the Wayback Machine is anything on the internet. It's all sorted. But how do you, is it an app? I feel silly for axing that.
Well,
Oh my gosh,
let's
can't even
get
talk.
it. What do you think
What
it's for?
is this? Yeah, what is this? Is it a app you download or?
Hey,
Mark
Mark.
said, what up, Amanda?
Hey, Mark.
He wants you to do the NK voice.
No.
So serious. No.
Not
Never.
today. I hope she
They're
doesn't.
saying it's a website, they're saying.
No, you're there, Octavia.
Let me see. I'm gonna look right now. What is it? Let's see. I'm gonna look on my phone really quick. So is it called Wayback Machine? I feel so silly asking these questions.
I've never heard of it. I mean, I wish I would have.
I'm just gonna type it in. Let me see. Hold on, guys. Is it Wayback Machine Internet Arc? That one. Let's try. Explore more than.
You guys made me do it.
What is this? Let me see if I can share the screen and show you guys. Hold on. Let's just try and we'll see together.
But how do we get it? Melissa, are we able to access the stuff from the Wayback Machine? Or do you think she could have permanently scrubbed it with all her millions of Mason dollars?
Well, I think for sure she would scrub that. She would definitely scrub that bipolar shit because I know for sure would. I don't know about you, but I would.
For sure. Oh yeah. I'm sure she was struggling to get in there. Like, what was my password?
So let's see. Hold on, guys.
Crazy. When did you start hearing about the case?
It was probably 2.5 years ago. I can't even remember how I came across it. I think I seen a YouTuber talk about it, to be honest with you. I remember watching Chris. I remember when it all happened. So I remember watching the news and I remember watching Chris, when he's pleading for his family return. And then it was like what, a few days after that or the day after that, it was like breaking news, he confessed, and I was like, oh my god, like tripping out on it. And then I kind of just like, oh whatever, it just went on with my day. And then I watched a YouTube channel, I can't remember which one, and it talked about the case. And it didn't talk deep dive in the case, it was just one of those channels that just talks different cases each week. And I went and because it said Shanann had a Facebook, so I went to Shanann's Facebook, and that's when it was all over for me. I couldn't get enough. I became obsessed with Shanann's Facebook. I just was like, oh my gosh, because she had so much. She posted so much of her life, and then it was kind of like, I want to know more. How did this happen? I mean, shoot, how did this marriage go wrong? And then when I listened to I remember I started reading comments on that video and people were talking about the mistress saying she was involved. And at first I was like, what? That's crazy. And then when I listened to her first park interview, that's when it was really over for me. I was like, oh no, she knows more. Immediately, I got that vibe from her when she brought up what she did on Monday. And she said she went home on Monday and she said she had her friend waiting for her or something like that. And she's like, oh, but he wasn't involved in any of this. And I remember thinking, wait a minute, why would she say that at that time? When she did that interview, she just thought they were missing, allegedly, at the park one that she just took off and needed space. So why would she be saying her friend wasn't involved in any of this? Involved in what? Them taking off? Involved in what? Like, I didn't get that. So after that, I just went down the rabbit hole and I'm still here. I'm still here, guys. Struggling. Let me see if I can do this. Okay, can you guys see this?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm not sure how it looks on your guys' end, but I think this is what they're talking about.
Yeah,
Is
Crazy
this
Blonde.
what you guys?
Crazy Blonde. She totally played the cover up game really well. She as soon as she found out that she was going to be implicated, she was like, "Let's clean this up. We can only text
No,
on Tuesday, Chris."
but why would she? This is the thing when I when it comes to her friend, I'm not leave him alone. People are like, well, would you want your friends involved in this? Yeah, when people are like, would you want your friends involved? She was just protecting her friend. She didn't want her friend involved in something this, horrendous. And I get that point. But here's the thing, if that was true and she was being a protective friend, then why wasn't she like that with Charlotte? Why was she so willing to be like, oh, do you want me to call her and tell her you're going to call her today? Like, just so willing to just give her up to, law enforcement. But when it came to Jim, it was like, he's not involved in this. No one's even said anything yet. No one even knows what's happened yet. And she's immediately defensive and protective of Jim. That's the one thing that just doesn't sit right to me. The question's always like, why? Why be that protective of him from the very beginning when at the time they were just allegedly, you thought they were just out, you know what I mean, at a friend's house. But when it came to Charlotte and you already knew what happened, you were like, yeah, call her, no problem. Here's her number. I'll tell her you're calling her today. It's just, that's why I don't believe it was about being so protective and just looking out for her friends. There's a reason she didn't want him to be talked to.
Absolutely.
I just don't know why.
Absolutely. And if the fact of the matter is that she deleted her text messages, and she even said at some point that she didn't have to delete these. And it's like, wait, what do you mean?
Oh, I
You didn't have
know.
to
Yeah,
delete
she
those? Like,
says that.
she
She's
does.
like, well, I have no reason to delete these. It's
Uh-huh.
like, are you, she's like, are you serious? So why did you have to delete those other ones then? Like, it's just so frustrating.
But I'm a
And
witness.
again, people say, oh, she's just the mistress,
I'm a
just
witness.
the mistress.
They know out there I'm a witness, right?
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, she was really fishy, guys, and that's kind of why. Okay, so I go back to when I first started like following the case. Obviously, I like to remind everybody that I started on day one, but
I'm a
in
day one girl.
reality, that's when my investigation started. I was probably as soon as I saw that, I was probably on Shanann's page within 15 minutes. Both of them, her Instagram and her
Was
Facebook.
was her Facebook immediately shut down, or did they always have it open?
Her Facebook was public, so was her Instagram, and so was her Twitter.
Always?
I don't remember seeing her Twitter though.
Okay. Yeah, because I know her Twitter is private, I believe. Her Instagram is private now,
It's private
but in
now,
the
but
beginning it was open.
and there was tons of pictures on there,
Hmm.
tons of pictures.
This is something me and Nicole, I what is it? I don't have her last name in front of me. We always say like, damn, we wish we were there from the very beginning, because a lot of stuff has been removed. Yeah. But then again, if we were there in the beginning, would we have to, the way we think now with, oh, screenshot, save it, because things are removed so quickly now. But back then, I don't think people really thought, oh, you have to screenshot it or save it because it's going to be removed fast.
Right. There's a lot of things that we didn't think would be removed fast. We got lucky that some of the stuff we still have it now, like Trent's screenshots and stuff from the group,
Mm-hmm.
because I saw them, but I didn't screenshot them. I'm glad somebody did. I actually went back. Well, I've told you this. This is one of the things that I do for fun, guys. Okay, this is my fun time. I
This
go
is
on
what she does for fun.
I go on the internet and I search for the oldest threads, videos, uh, news news articles, and I go through comments, and I go to the oldest comments, and I like to read them, and I like to see what people were looking at in the very beginning, because I feel like now that I've come back, it's not as easy to place NK and Jim there. Back in the day,
Mm-hmm.
it was like, oh yeah, they were there. He picked her up in the red car and so on and so forth. And now I'm just like, I can't even place her there. And
And
him,
sometimes
I don't
too, do you
even
ever
know him.
feel like since you've been there from the very beginning, do you question things like, did I really see this, or was it because it's no longer there anymore? That's why I think so many times people will say things that have been there from day one. Yeah, some of them just say things because I think they are bullshitting us. I really do sometimes, because they'll be like, it's in the discovery. And I feel like that's just their easy fix. But I think there are a lot of people who do remember seeing things like you're saying from the very beginning, but it has been removed and it's no longer there. So then you're like, was it there? And you start questioning yourself, like, did I see it?
One of the things was the red car thing. One of the reasons the red car thing was so easy to believe and people will call us ridiculous now is because somehow or another we were made to believe that there was a little red car involved. And that's why there was touch-up paint being bought and all this stuff. So in reality,
Yeah. Do you remember seeing, sorry if I'm interrupting you real quick, but I'm going to forget this. Do you remember seeing she ordered red paint? That was something that people were saying was in the discovery.
it is.
And yeah, see, a lot of people have said that it was in the discovery and I kind of feel like I remember, but then I don't remember. And I just
Zav recently had said that she didn't believe it or remember it, and then she came back like a few days later and she's like, guess what, guys, I did find it. So that reaffirmed it for me. I hadn't seen it in a while. I'm going through Discovery again, so I'll let you know.
Wait, so she says she did find it, or she didn't?
No, that she did.
So she did find that red paint was.
Well, he did go to Longmont Ford for something, and it was paint. And now we do know that somehow or another, I don't know how she confirmed that it was red, but Zav just said it the other day that it was red paint. So,
oh my gosh, I gotta see that. Yeah,
it was easier to believe back then that there was other people involved, and then it was also like they needed a big burly guy to help them because I don't know, we thought Chris was too scrawny. Now I look at him and I'm like, if he could lift himself, he could lift up that whole family. Honestly.
Oh yeah, I think Chris could have did that part. Yeah, I think some people question it, but I mean, I can see it. But right here for the Wayback Machine, it says
enter. They said enter her name.
Well, it says so you could enter just the name.
Yeah.
No, we don't need help. Okay, let's try this. Will we get in trouble?
Octavia says, you guys need to read the Discovery. She says, Discovery hears you and deletes whatever you're talking about.
she's so that is so true. It hears us. I tell you, it's alive. That thing is alive.
How long did it take me to find that audio from the Wisconsin confession? The Wisconsin confession is like 4 hours.
Oh my god!
I listened to it like 3 times, and I couldn't find this one part. And I was like, "Am I imagining this?" I posted it on a group, and people couldn't find it. Finally, I found it, but I can't believe it.
There's a part with the mistress. She says something. It's gonna bug me. I'll end up messaging you tonight. I can't remember, but she talks about. Oh, okay. I know she talks about. There's a part in one of her interviews. She talks about when they ask her, like, why do you think he did this, or what do you think could have happened? And she's like, well, I don't want to, like, speculate or blah blah blah. But then she brings up a case that a woman went missing, and she brings up and she says the name, and she's like, oh, could it have been like that case? In that case, she had said that the woman, they never found her body. Do you guys remember that?
No. You know, one thing I can't find on Chanel.
I can't find it for the life of me, but I know I heard her saying that, and I want to know the name of this person because of that case, and I can't seem to find it. I'm just wondering if anybody knows what I'm talking about. They're like, also, no, you're crazy.
I need help finding this post. There was a post. I had it so many times, and I can't find it anymore. But it was a post that Shanann had put up, and it was a meme that said she watched too many crime shows, and that's why she didn't go running.
Oh. Well, doesn't Chris? Well, doesn't Chris say that though?
No. Well,
Chris talks about it. No.
He did say that she didn't run. That she would make him take pictures, making it look like they were going to run, and then he would post them, and she wouldn't go. But she had a meme on her page, and it was about I don't run because I watched too many I watched too many crime
Oh, I
scenes.
think I know which one you're talking about. It's still up there, I believe.
Is it? I haven't seen it in a long time, and I would love to have that one again because I
Well, you know what I noticed though? I don't know about you. When I look at her Facebook on my phone, I feel like not everything shows up, but when I use my laptop, I feel like it shows me more things. I don't know.
it's the
Maybe it's
opposite
just
for me.
me, but I know what photo you're talking about.
It's the
But if
opposite for me.
anybody, yeah, it's still up there. It should be up there, but I need your guys' help for the mistress one. You guys have to, if you guys can remember or send me a message, something, what video is it that she talks about a case of a woman going missing and they never found her body? And she says something like, oh, so could that been what happened here? I don't know. She talks about it though, and I can't seem to find it, and it's driving me nuts.
So when I was saying that what I do for fun is go through old posts, one of the best parts of this case when you're investigating is finding that Twitter thread um, of the girl who just went in on NK and found her, and news outlets were hitting her up, and she refused to talk on the news. And she was just going off, telling everybody everything, answering questions. I mean, I commend her, and it's amazing if you ever go on onto Twitter and find it. I actually didn't get her name again. I'm pretty sure it's whatever. Oh, I think it
You're
was
like, oh,
Rachel,
whatever.
but oh, it was Rachel Roy, and it's at Rachel's Witty. And she went in on NK. She found her. She posted pictures of her. She posted, and she found a whole bunch of stuff on her first. And one of the things that somebody told her was, "I found the sister on LinkedIn. Looks like she also worked at Halliburton at one point." And that's one thing I didn't remember. And
Who, wait, her sister worked there too? Or are you talking about NK?
Stephanie,
She worked there too?
that somebody says, so after this girl was posting in her thread about NK, people were helping her investigate NK, right? So this girl put, "I found a sister on LinkedIn. Looks like she also worked at Halliburton at one point." So
Hmm.
Stephanie worked at Halliburton too, according to this really old Twitter
Hmm.
post.
But that's smart of you to do, to go way back like that.
I've
So
I've
see, you need
found
to type in a website or the URL. I don't think you can put her name. Is this the right page, you guys? I'm not sure. It says my Wi-Fi is like slow.
and then somebody else said, people there was somebody getting really defensive. Y'all don't know if this is the mistress or not. Law enforcement hasn't released her name for a reason. Stop digging and let it come to light when it does. All that is known about this woman was that she surveyed the land the bodies were found on and that her dad owns the company.
See, there's
And
so
I was
much
like, that's interesting.
information. Yeah, but her dad didn't own the company.
No, he didn't. But
There's so
just
many rumors though with the dad. Like there's just so many crazy stuff.
he did
Yeah,
own
you
an
need
electrical company.
the. I'm sorry, what?
He did own an electrical company.
Yeah, he did. I mean, his resume is pretty impressive, I must say. If it's still out there, it's pretty impressive. They're
The
saying,
person
who's the person on Twitter? Yeah, they're asking.
It's at Rachel's Witty. So Witty. Rachel spelled the normal way. Rachel's Witty. And you could just go through her tweets and go back to August. And the threads are amazing. And she has documents up there. I guess what we would expect to be the unredacted ones because she was up on it. So I have those in my phone.
That's good though. We're all gonna look at that tonight. Yeah, you need a URL for this, you guys. So I'm not sure how this would work. So I don't
Wouldn't
think
it be
we'd be
like
able to see anything.
www.youtube.com/NK, but her name spelled out?
Oh, look at
I
there's
don't know.
stuff already here. What does this mean?
What does
Are
this
these
mean?
things I look up? Are
Stop
these
it.
things I
No.
watch? I'm not even gonna click on it. No.
It's just stop.
I'm like, no, I don't know what this is. See, I get so paranoid.
Now, one thing I haven't checked on, C-Dub's probably at
I don't know
home.
what this is.
Like, why wouldn't you check on this, Amanda? But from the Twitter comments here, somebody said that the coworkers, one of them placed his place of home at a storage unit, and they're like, that must be like a typo or something. And the coworker was Cody. They're saying that Cody's first address that he put down was a storage unit, as opposed to his address with living with Troy.
Oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm. And then I don't know if you remember in their interviews, they kind of made it seem like they didn't talk. Like, one of them knew everything about Chris and knew that Shanann and the girls were missing, and the other one knew nothing at all. He didn't find out till the next day at work. That was weird.
Yeah, that was weird.
But
I already got off of there though. I got off of there, you guys. I'm just barely seeing what you guys are saying. Click the left. I got out of there. I'm gonna play around with it later for sure. I'll be playing around with it. Yeah. So did you guys have any other questions? Because my laptop is like on like 5%. And so do you guys have any questions for us?
I'll actually watch the chat to see if anybody has questions. Thank you, Amber.
Oh, I'm so happy to see Barbara in chat. Barbara is one of my ride or dies. So happy to see her.
Demon Child came in too. Did you see him?
No, where? Hey, Demon, if you're in there still.
I summoned him.
I'm so glad to see Amber. I feel like I don't see her anymore. I miss you.
Thanks, Amber.
How's the baby? Lucy, thank you for coming back. Too bad you weren't here from the very beginning when we were like really all upset and we were just talking about what we heard about Lana and all that craziness.
Oh man, it made no sense, and
it doesn't make sense.
I left with more questions than answers again.
How do you say it when you end your videos?
I have questions.
I think that's so cool. I love how you end every video saying that because it's so true. It's like we have questions. God damn it. I want to know more about who Chris allegedly said that he wants NK to be looked into. And she had a role in this. That's what I want to know, because that's the first time I've heard anybody say that besides, us, but for any of them, none of them have said it. And didn't Lana say before that NK wasn't involved, or no?
From what I know, Lana had said that she had looked into her, didn't find anything, but that it wasn't over. She never actually crossed her out. She never made it seem like she was covering up for her. But, so she kind of left that one open.
I wonder if she did look into her and then she started finding shit that we've all, you know what I mean? That maybe she couldn't come up with a logical answer for, you know what I mean? Like, hey, this is questionable because all that shit is questionable.
Oh, somebody reminded me of so Criminal Imagination says NK's name was not originally spelled Nicole, was it? Nichole. I was listening to Plunder reading her arrest records while cleaning and thought she said something about the spelling. I need to re-listen. She did say something to that effect. She says that she believes that at some point NK had changed her name from the spelling Nicole to Nichol. And that was after she had gotten that arrest that we all knew about, but didn't have any proof. Thank you, Plunder. Mm-hmm. We all had been hearing about it, and we kind of knew what it was, right? We knew that it was like a drunken in public, like a nuisance.
Because that is something that people had talked about before. Remember, they were like saying about that, and no one can find it.
Yeah, and nobody had found it. Plunder dove deep, and she got it. And she's saying that she thinks that maybe she had changed her name after. Now, this struck a bell with me because Crazy and I were looking into her high school at one point. And I mean, if you guys want to start a GoFundMe, we can all pay to get her yearbook paid for, because you can order it.
Wait, how much is it? How much is the yearbook?
I don't know. I considered it though. I don't even really care the price. I was just joking. But
you know what? I'm getting to that point where I'm like, screw it. I'll just fucking buy it now. Like with certain things, I'm like, I'm just paying for this shit. I don't even. I just want to know the goddamn truth. I don't care. I'll pay for the damn.
So if you go to her school, website, they show some of the classmates, some of the names in the class. And they have her name there. And I thought, oh, they're trolling us. They spelled it Nicole. But if what Plunder's saying is true, that could explain that.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And also, I keep remembering to say this, and then I keep forgetting to say it. When you watch the drone footage again, remember, guys, I'm not saying he's involved in any way. Don't forget that the guy who opens the hatch right away, that's Luke. I forgot. And the other day, I stopped and I
Yeah.
watched the video like 3 times to check his mannerisms, see how fast he walked, what he touched. And they say that he had to go up there and open the hatch, um, because obviously like PPE or whatever, or like because he worked there. But that also, when they do the flashlight thing, he had to use his own flashlight because any regular flash from a flashlight, a camera, could explode the gases inside the tank. Any regular light. How weird
Yeah.
is that? It could
Yeah.
spark a light.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that. Also, another
Mm-hmm.
thing I realized when reading Discovery a few weeks ago, this part of the Discovery a few weeks ago, was that when law enforcement asked to get like a tour again, because this would have been their second tour of Survey, to kind of look around where they think he had been in the morning, Luke took them to location, and I think this is when they saw the drone footage and they found something on Survey 319. He went before they even said, we know that there's somebody there. He went and turned off the gas that's pushed into the tanks, and he said it was for their safety. And at first,
Yeah.
maybe that makes sense, for their safety, that
You
he.
would turn it off. Yeah.
But then I asked C-Dub, I was like, wait a minute, but I've seen those tanks right near homes in Colorado. And she's like, yeah, they're way too close for comfort. We try to say no. So those tanks have those gases all the time around people. It just, was he really actually being safe? Maybe yes. But, or was that suspicious that he voluntarily turned off the tanks, which they say would
Yeah.
have altered the gas in there, would have also disrupted the liquids in there, maybe destroying evidence or whatever, but or maybe preparing for them to open, because people are saying you couldn't get sick if you opened it. And I think it's, you wouldn't get sick if you opened it and the gas was turned off. I think if the gas was turned on and you opened it, that hazy, because they say when they look in, the gas is hazy. I feel if it was still going, it probably would have been stronger.
Well, don't forget too, isn't it weird that Leave Him Alone was sick when he came into town? The mistress was sick. I mean, it's just something I always thought. Why were they sick? Why were they? What was going around? Was COVID back then and we didn't know? Like
I don't know.
seriously, like no, like think about that though. What you're saying is a good point about if they can get sick or not. And Leave Him Alone was sick allegedly,
Yeah,
and then you have her sick. I mean, I don't know.
Amber
It's
and Kelly,
just
Amber and Kelly say they have a friend who said no, but it does seem odd that they were sick around the same
I
time.
think it's extremely odd.
And then
I
also,
think
if you're sick and you live in town, go home. Why are
No,
you
but
gonna?
not only that. Okay, let's say it has nothing. Let's say they weren't at the site. Okay, they didn't go up on on the tanks near the tanks. But it's interesting for me that they're both sick because one. Let's just speculate. If you're involved in something like this, and the cops get involved, how are you gonna feel? You're going to feel sick to your stomach. You're going to be shitting bricks. You're not going to want to eat. You're going to be stressed the F out. So I just think it's funny that they're both feeling sick. It could have been their nerves. They could have been just scared shitless, making themselves sick. It's just weird that they're both sick. There's just these little things that just, I don't know.
It
It
is
bugs me.
unbelievable, Barbara. It is unbelievable that when we think about the story, sometimes I separate myself sometimes from the fact that at the end of this story, he put them in there. And then he's trying to say that he did it to, I don't know. I don't know
Oh,
what
he
he.
was walking them to sleep. Isn't that what, walking them up to bed or something like that?
I didn't read the letters. I think that's in the letters, right?
No, that's what who said that? I think KK said that. No, that it was like he was walking them to upstairs to bed or putting them to bed or um real there I mean the evidence that they were sick was
Picture.
um you have the mistress saying she was sick, her dad was saying she was sick. So I mean, is her dad lying saying she was sick? What would be the point of her dad saying that she wasn't feeling good?
Alibis.
True. Do you believe the alibi that she was with her dad on that Sunday?
I
What
question it.
proof have you? Yep, I question that too. I
I
really
mean, the,
question that.
the museum was open. We checked. It was
Yeah,
open
it
9
was
to
open,
9 to
but it
4.
was extreme. It was new though. That was something new.
Yeah.
And it was so new and it was something so huge that even on the website it would tell you to make reservations. And it's just weird that there was no phone calls between her and her dad or her sister that day where she would have been going and meeting up with them because they didn't arrive together. And it's just weird that there's no contact. Yeah, she could have texted them, but you figure the place is so packed. They recommend getting your parking tickets and everything in advance, and she doesn't go with them. She shows up late and she's just texting them. I don't know. And she's a phone call person. That's another thing with her. Her dad's right. She loves to talk because her phone bill, she has so many phone calls on there, and the duration of phone calls are ridiculous, how long she can talk to someone. If you get my phone bill, I'll probably have 2 phone calls on there, and it's usually me paying a bill or something. Like, I don't do phone calls. I really prefer not to. I don't know. I'm not weird. I do all texting. But it's just weird she had no phone call with her family that day.
It is
just
weird.
I don't know.
And I have a question for you because you're in the fitness community. If you're sick to your stomach, do you do core day?
No. Depending how sick I am. So if I'm sick to my stomach, like she said she was, and remember, she couldn't hold anything down. Remember, isn't that what she said? There is no way I'm going to do freaking core or abs. I mean, I'm not even going to want to do legs at that point. I mean, if anything, I'll do cardio, to be honest with you. But for sure, if I'm sick to my stomach, you're not going to, it depends how sick you are too. If you're real sick, you're not going to go. But if you're having stomach issues, you're not going to do freaking core. I mean, who does that? No. So that's why when she says that too, I was just like, okay, liar. Lies, another lie. We don't do core. Come on. But I mean, honestly, if you do core, it would be on a Sunday. So, that's something I just thought, maybe, but I don't know. But she didn't even look like she had abs. I'm just kidding.
You know what? I wanted to say something like that before, but because I'm a chubby girl, I dare not speak on the skinny. But if anything, she didn't seem as like sculpted as you would expect for her to be in the fitness community. As
Well, she could have just, that's the thing with those photos, the ones that we see her, what was it, on the oil rig, I think it was, where she's wearing, she looks a little boxy, you know which one I'm talking about.
Oh
So
yeah.
you do see a difference in her shape. She did get more of like a curvy shape. Yeah, she did, and she did lose some weight. So it's just a process. To actually build muscle is extremely hard. It's not easy. I feel like losing weight is easier than to build muscle. That takes way more dedication for sure. So if she would have kept it up, eventually you would have seen her sculpted majorly, because in some of the photos you can see the sculpt in her legs a little bit. You can see the little sculpt in her arms. So she was getting there, but she probably was thicker when she first started from like the photos we see. So I personally think she had a cute little figure. I don't know. I think she did.
Look, I didn't say she didn't have a cute figure. I think for a skinny girl with big boobs, it was a nice ratio. And that's just a true assessment. I don't think she was very curvy, but also guys just like really petite girls. So I think that's what she had going for her. I personally think I like to make fun of her and say she was a butterface, but I personally find her attractive. I find her attractive. And there was
You're so lying. You're lying.
There was a lady in the group that said one day, she's like, I showed my husband a picture of NK, and he said, she's kind of attractive. It's something about her eyes. And I was like,
oh my God. Yeah, she has those scary eyes to me, I mean, I don't know.
She does look attractive. I think it might be her smile. She does have like this weird, like,
you're so lying, Amanda.
I swear, at the end of the day, I can't say she's ugly. Can we really say she's ugly? She had wrinkles, like.
You know what? That's a good point you make, though. She's
drug skinny.
She looked older than her age to me. I feel like Shanann had like, I don't even want to compare. Never mind. But she did have a lot of wrinkles, and I wonder, is that just genetics?
You saw her mom, and her mom.
Yeah. I don't know how old her mom is, though. And then her sister, I haven't really seen great photos of her sister, so it's kind of hard to tell. But to me, NK for sure looks older. And I showed NK's photo to two of my guy friends, and I didn't. This was a long time ago, and I showed the one where it's her and Chris, and she has her hair in a ponytail. They're at the sand dunes, and they're like smiling, kind of like close up. And then what's the other one? The one where she's wearing that dress, and she's
I
kind
think
of.
that's a good picture of her.
I like that one too, and you
Actually,
could
we
really
like
see.
it too. We
You
like
can
that
see her
dress.
curves. Yeah, you can see her curves in that one. But I showed two of my guy friends, and they thought she looked like she did drugs before, and she was a recovering addict. And that's just opinions. We're not saying that is true.
Oh no, I totally judge those little wrinkles in her face. Those look like I've either smoked cigarettes for a very long time, or I did something that ruined the elasticity in my skin, or I just have really bad skin. But I definitely see those, like the premature wrinkles. I definitely think that they could be from something like that. I've
Yeah.
never, I've never, I've never experienced premature wrinkles, so I wouldn't know.
I hate to cut you guys short, but my computer is gonna die like in 1 minute.
This girl.
I know. We're getting there, guys. I'm getting there. But I want to thank everybody. I mean, unless you want to go live right now, I don't know.
Me?
Yeah, you. Do you want to go live?
I'm scared.
I'm scared.
It's so different. Like my hands started sweating as soon as you said that. Like
You're like, oh my God, I'm hyperventilating. I gotta go.
What did I talk about?
Oh, I'm tired now.
Suddenly I need to go inside.
No, the way my laptop is, the charger is broken, so it only charges when it's off. So when right now that it's on, my charger's been plugged in and it's not doing anything. It has to be turned off to work. So yeah. But I want to thank all of you guys for coming on here and joining and talking about this with us, about what's going on with the new Chris, drama for your mama information. Maybe Amanda will go live right now. Maybe we can get her to go live. What do you think? You guys put a thumbs up if you want Amanda to go live.
I've never been.
She's like, no.
Guess we'll see.
We'll see. All right, guys, I'm going to end it because it's going to click off on you, and I don't want it to click off on you. But thank you to everybody that stood up. I know it's like 3 a.m. for some of you, maybe even later. Thank you guys so much for staying up with me. I truly appreciate every single one of you. I really, really do. And I will be on Andy's channel tomorrow. Dog right here. Where is he at? Where are you, Andy? I see your name so everybody can know. Here he is. He's right here. I'll be on his channel tomorrow. I have no idea what's going on his channel. I seen his thing he has up, and it says interview with Crazy Crime Chick. So I hope I'm not being interviewed right now. I mean, when I go live with you tomorrow, Andy. But if you do, I'm playing the 5th, just so you know. I'm not answering anything. But tomorrow, make sure you guys go and watch us on Angie's channel. I'll be showing my ugly mug. And I will talk to you guys all soon. You guys stay safe and stay blessed. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye.